Papua New Guinea is a spectacular country. Steep, rugged and wet. It's this isolation that has protected much of the landscape from the pressures of global economies until recently. In fact, forest still covers more than 90% of the country, and the mist shrouding these mountains still hides many treasures. This is not only a land of butterflies and beauty, but of people too, and life in a picture postcard can be remarkably tough. Guinea village, perched amongst the clouds in the southern highlands, is typical. Town, with the stores and the doctor, is a long walk away. Most everything that's needed is grown in the traditional village gardens, and the meat comes from pigs and chooks or from hunting in the hills. It may be the 1990s, but how do these people get access to modern health, nutrition and technology when they're limited by access to cash? Well, at Guinea, they've taken something that grows here naturally, that people will pay a high price for overseas, and they farm it. There aren't many gardens in the world where caterpillars are welcome, especially when they're monsters like this. But this is no ordinary caterpillar. It's the larva of Ornithoptera goliath, the colossal Goliath birdwing butterfly. And for the people here in Guinea village, one grub like this is worth as much cash as 4 bags of coffee. Coffee used to be the main crop, but recently prices have crashed. It's a volatile international market out of their control. So a year ago, with the help of expatriate Australian Peter Clark, the people of Guinea village entered the butterfly farming business.
How much is that? How much you been planning to? Now down below? Quite a few years ago I visited Guinea and we noticed that this particular butterfly, Ornithoptera goliath, was reasonably easy to see here, which is it's not the case in other places. And so we decided to embark on a project where we'd surround the village in food plant to try and build up the population and make it a marketable product for them. The people, as you know, in Papua New Guinea, the people own the land virtually. Very, very little is owned by the state. And the people can do what they like with it. So if they want to sell it for logging royalties, they're quite entitled to do so. What we're trying to do is create one small alternative so that they can make a cash income and not have to resort to having their forest chopped down.
Female birdwings from the surrounding forest lay eggs so large that they dwarf the adults of smaller insects. These hatch to become ravenous eating machines that turn plant chlorophyll into cash. For all the flimsy beauty of the adult butterflies, birdwing grubs make near-perfect farm animals, far more interested in eating than escaping. Prize is the yellow-striped Goliath, with a restricted distribution to this upland jungle. Having eaten for 4 weeks, the caterpillars repackage themselves as easy-to-handle pupae, ready for picking. Tomorrow, Yating Katumpan will take his produce to town, and the first stage of its long overseas journey. For 15 years, the Insect Farming and Trading Agency, in the once rich gold mining town of Bololo, has coordinated the legal export of insect specimens from Papua New Guinea, a trade worth $750,000 a year. Nearly 1,000 collectors send or deliver binnatangs, bugs in pigeon, from habitats the length and breadth of PNG. Here at IFTA, they're sorted, prepared and dispatched to anxious foreign dealers, hobbyists and souvenir hunters. All profits going back to those who caught or farmed them in the first place. Each of Yating's pupae is already worth 15 kina, about $22 Australian. He'll get the same again if they emerge successfully as perfect Goliath butterflies, one of the largest and most spectacular butterflies in the world.
PNG, it's a little bit like Texas. It's the biggest this and the biggest that. We have the biggest butterflies and moths. We have very large stick insects, grasshoppers, you know, between 900 and 1,000 species of butterflies, maybe 30 or 40,000 species of beetles.
So these are the kids with the beetles?
That's right. Brought these beetles in to show us.
Friday at IFTA is Binatang Day, when those within walking distance carry their bugs in for sale. Look at that. Most insects, though, don't arrive alive, though even the dead are handled with care. For only perfect specimens with every leg, hook, feeler, palp and mandible can be sold on the international bug market. That's the advantage of a butterfly like Goliath that you can farm. This prince of the skies has emerged only to be killed as a perfect specimen. But all its regal beauty aside, the butterfly has been raised as a farm product, just like a pig, a chicken or a cow. It may not be destined for the dinner table, but there's little reason to be any more squeamish about its forthcoming death. For every butterfly, there is a check. And every check is another boost for the value of the forest.
Thank you.
But despite 15 years proving the value of insects as a renewable natural resource, the agency, now a self-funding business arm of the PNG University of Technology, receives nothing in the way of ongoing development funding.
People still regard it as a very fly-by-night, well, that'd be moths, I suppose, fly-by-night business. It does work, obviously. I mean, it's been going this long. And luckily for us, it's fitted in, you know. The two things come hand in hand. Butterfly industry and bush conservation seem to go together.
You've got to be lucky to encounter the things you want in the forest, and even luckier to catch them. And if the habitat can be kept intact, it's unlikely that humans will make much impact on what's already a high turnover insect world.
I think the old strategy that of leaving the bush totally alone is one which is meant for people that don't need to rely on it for any income. And in Papua New Guinea, they do need to rely on it. It's their property, it's their bush, and if we want them to keep it, then we have to create ways and means for them to make money out of it without harming it.